3,318 days, just over 9 years, had passed since the last Jaguars win came in Nashville, Tennessee. The Jacksonville Jaguars knocked off the Tennessee Titans, bringing that AFC South race just a little bit closer, defeating them to a score of 36-22 with the final 8 points really coming in garbage time for the Tennessee Titans. It was a game that really felt like it was over shortly after halftime. It was an incredible game for the Jaguars. The Jaguars double dipped. They got one right before halftime, then they got one coming right out of halftime. The Titans really did seem to snatch early control of this game, with Derrick Henry having a ton of early success. But a Trayvon Walker strip sack really kind of turned the tide towards the Jaguars, really starting to pour it on almost. It seemed like the Jaguars had the offensive momentum. They were really cooking. Yes, the Titans were doing some things offensively, but it just seemed like every time the Jaguars got the ball after that strip sack, the Jaguars were going to go down and get some point because they just scored and scored and scored and scored. It was an incredible day. So many players had highlight reel games. Trevor Lawrence throwing dart after dart. Evan Engram having a career day in multiple different stat categories. Zay Jones with one of the closest touchdown catches in NFL history, and that was just on the offensive side of the ball. The defense had 4 turnovers. There's plenty of love to go around there. Also, Tyson Campbell played exceptionally well. Dewey Wingard had himself an incredible game with the pick. And the defensive line, it seemed like they were eating left and right. 9 quarterback hits, bringing Ryan Tannehill down 4 different times. With all of that said, though, let's give out some awards. Let's celebrate a little bit, shall we? Honorable mention, as always, we give them out every week. Trevor Lawrence is my honorable mention for Offensive Player of the Week. I wanted to give it to him this week, but it would be 3 weeks in a row, and there was another guy that I think had an equally as incredible performance. So Trevor Lawrence is my honorable mention. Fitting back shoulder throws in beautifully, dropping pass in after pass into tight windows, and just it seemed like every single time there needed to be a big throw made, Trevor Lawrence made the big throw, going ultimately 30 for 42 with a couple drops thrown in there as well. 368 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, running one nice one in, and then he had a beautiful victory lap to finish around Nissan Stadium. I wanted to avoid having Trevor be my three-peat, so ultimately I did decide to give it to a guy that had a career day like I talked about earlier. With his first 2-touchdown game of his career, his highest yardage total in a single game, and then matching his single game highest reception total, Evan Engram is my Week 14 offensive player of the game. Big play after big play, and there was just no sign that the Titans had anything. They couldn't stop him. Evan Engram had one of the highest target totals of the season at 15 total targets in this game, brought in 11 of them. And, if this game was still going, there's probably a good chance Evan Engram has like 1,000 receptions, because it just seemed like after every series it was going to be another big play. It was going to be just Evan Engram running open. It was going to be Evan Engram on a screen play. It was going to be any of those type plays. And he's proving very, very quickly that he's one of the more vital pieces to this Jags offense, because it's something that this Jaguars offense has lacked for a long time, since the early days of Mercedes Lewis, and that is an athletic tight end. Austin Seferian-Jenkins, Tyler Eifert, Jeff Schwames, Julius Thomas, all of them. You go down the list of bad tight end decisions that this team has made. Finally, it seems like they have brought in one worth a damn, and it's really unfortunate he's going to have to hit the open market after this season. But I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. I'm gonna bring the energy down just a little bit. We have a serious thing to talk about. I don't know what the hell happened this week, but the kicking situation was one I did not like at all. Riley Patterson and his field goal kicking was fine, but his kickoffs were absolutely atrocious. 2 separate kickoffs found their way out of bounds. If I told you that the kickoff coverage team let the Titans returner get to the 40 twice, I'd be irate on this video, questioning why they're on the coverage team. But it's the kicker. You had that weird long onside kick thing, and then there was another one where the ball just dribbled out because it didn't make it to the goal line. And he had several more where he didn't make it into the end zone. I understand that Riley Patterson is not this just touchback machine, but my God, man, can we not have it be 2 out of bounds in one game? That's just I don't remember the last time I saw a kickoff go out of bounds, let alone 2 from the same guy in one game. Now, we're going to get back to some positive, some happiness. This defense did recover 4 separate turnovers, the 2 forced fumbles, the beautiful Trayvon Walker strip sack, the beautiful Shaq Quarterman just absolutely leveled Derrick Henry, some 904 on 904 violence there. Then there was the lost snap from Arden Key, who apparently recognized that it was a specialty play. It was going to be a direct snap per Hayes Carline's interview with him, and then also Dewey Wingard with the interception. It was just an all-around good day for this Jaguars defense for the most part. You know, they really struggled against Derrick Henry early, but once the momentum really swung to the Jaguars side, it just seemed like this Titans offense couldn't do anything, and Derrick Henry failed to get anything going also. My honorable mention for the defensive player of the game, it came down to two people for me, Andrew Wingard and Trayvon Walker. Trayvon Walker, like I said, had the strip sack. He had a very productive day. But one guy I really did like this game, he had the interception. And, he also was really good in coverage this week as well, and it was Andrew Wingard. Wingard had a allowed passer rating of 36.5. He had 2 stops per PFF, any immediate play to stop offensive success, and then an interception. When he caught it, I thought it was a pick six. I jumped off the couch, I yelled pick six, and unfortunately, obviously you can't see the rest of the field. There was a bunch of Titans players there waiting to greet him, but man, it looked like he had clean sailing to go straight into the end zone. I've done it before here on the channel. I think I'm going to do it again. I am sorry, Andrew Wingard. You've absolutely shut my mouth when it comes to you on this team. You have a rightful spot on this team, and it's more than just a special teams player. You are a great asset to this Jaguars team there. I said it. Get your clips. Do whatever you'd like to do with that. But my defensive player for this game is Tyson Campbell. He wasn't targeted a whole bunch, but when the ball came his way, he was shut down. Yes, it was against lesser quality talent, but it was also an absolutely incredible performance. Allowed passer rating of 39.6 with an average depth of target here. This is what really shocks me. 35.7 yards. They were going after Tyson Campbell deep, and he was excellent down the field. He had 3 targets in total for the game. He had 3 pass breakups on the game, 2 of which would have been touchdowns if they had been caught. So overall, Tyson Campbell had a massive impact in the secondary for this Jaguars defense, and not a single reception allowed, and it was an incredible bounce back game for Tyson Campbell after what was a disappointing performance up in Detroit, covering Amon-Ra St. Brown. He kind of gets a little bit of a break having to cover this depleted Titans receiving corps, but he's going to get a huge task whenever CeeDee Lamb comes to town. And that's going to be a massive, massive ask for Tyson Campbell. But thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe and go Jaguars.
Yeah.